The stalemate over which education plan will make it across the finish line during this session is still very much up in the air. You have a Senate plan, a governor's plan now supported in the House, and Superintendent Ryan Walters unveiled his own teacher incentive package in Warner, Oklahoma on Thursday. Education reporter Taelyr Jackson joins us from our OETA studios in the Capitol with the search for a compromise. Taylor.
Rich, Wednesday afternoon, the Oklahoma House of Representatives voted to adopt Governor Stitt's education plan, which doesn't appear to have much support in the Senate.
Adopting the amendment, say aye. All those opposed, say nay.
Wednesday, the House passed Senate Bill 561, which originally was a temporary assistance for needy families, or TANF bill, but the language was changed to reflect the teacher pay raise proposed last week by Governor Stitt.
Members, Senate Bill 561 provides a pay raise of between $2,000 to $6,000, depending on years of experience, to Oklahoma's teachers. Could the amendment be adopted, please?
Mr. Speaker, I move to amend Senate Bill 561 by striking the title, the enacting clause, the entire bill, and by inserting in lieu thereof the following language. Amendment submitted by McCall.
Governor Stitt's education plan calls for $300 million towards the funding formula, similar to what Senator Adam Pugh's teacher pay raise plan proposed.
We lowered that a little bit. In their plan, they had, I think, $550 million or so, or $600 million into the funding formula. We've changed it a little bit with the House's plan, with the Oklahoma Student Fund, I think is what they call that, with $300 million. And then with the funding formula, we wanted $300 million in the funding formula, but the basic concept is the same on Senator Pugh's plan.
The plan also calls for $200 million for the Oklahoma Parental Choice tax credits. Stitt's version has an income limit at first.
And we're going to prioritize families under $250,000, which is still a high number, and then 3 years there would be no cap and no limit. It allows us to step into that. Other states that have done this, they're seeing about a 1% uptake in people moving or taking advantage of a tax credit.
The nice part about this plan is it truly does benefit all Oklahoma students, whether they choose to go to a public school or a private school. There's really something in the governor's plan for everybody.
Representative Chad Caldwell thinks this might help with the stalemate.
I think if you look at the governor's plan, it certainly has elements of the House's plan that we put forward, has elements of the Senate plan that they put forward, and then a little bit of kind of a combination or a compromise in between. So hopefully this will be a good start at breaking through that stalemate.
House members used a special procedure to insert Stitt's proposal into the two bills, which contain Speaker McCall's original ideas in House Bills 1935 and 2775. Both bills were adopted by the House on Wednesday. But Democrats from both chambers are not in favor of the bill containing the teacher pay raise because it's tied to House Bills 2775 and 1935. They want their raise to be standalone legislation.
The governor has said or expressed previously that we don't need D.C. politics in Oklahoma, or we don't want D.C. politics in Oklahoma, and yet that's exactly what we have. By using these political tactics to try and coerce members to follow a national platform and ideology.
Early last week, Democrats from both the Senate and the House proposed their own $800 million education plan that includes smaller class sizes and a clean pay raise for Oklahoma teachers.
This is something that House Democrats have introduced through an amendment earlier this session, and we will continue to push that idea to make sure that a clean teacher pay raise, and what we mean by that is ensuring that our teachers get a pay raise separate from any type of private school voucher.
We also call for funding the supports which can significantly increase the number of school counselors and wrap around mental health supports. This must be a part of the plan, and we have a vehicle alive in the Senate, House Bill 2827 by Representative Blansett.
Representative Cindy Munson says the gridlock by the Republican leaders is about more than just school funding.
But it's not about public school funding. It's about how much money we should be giving to private schools. We have firmly stood our ground that we believe that public dollars should stay in our public schools.
Superintendent Ryan Walters, who sits on the OETA board by virtue of his position, is also looking to increase teacher pay in the state.
We have got to do a better job of attracting teachers. I've heard from administrators, we want the best and brightest in our classroom. We want to be able to compete for the most talented individuals to work with our kids.
On Wednesday, he announced his teacher pay reform program that will allow certified teachers who are new to the profession, returning to the classroom, or moving from out of state to teach in Oklahoma to receive a sign-on bonus between $15,000 and $50,000. In order to receive the bonus, teachers must be certified and sign a contract to teach in the school year 2023 to 2024. Educators must also commit to teaching for 5 years in a qualifying Oklahoma school to be awarded.
We moved as an agency to say, what can we do? What can we do with the money that we have available to give Oklahoma schools every tool possible to get the best and highest quality folks into our classrooms?
Caldwell is in favor of finding innovative ways to attract more teachers to Oklahoma schools.
His commitment to finding ways to grow the profession and to, it's one of the things that we heard a lot about is a teacher shortage. Oklahoma has a shortage, just like every state in the country has a shortage. And I think what you'll see is his plan to find ways to attract people, not only from Oklahoma, but maybe across the country.
Eyes remain on the Senate to see what action will be taken on the education bills.